Good morning, everyone. Welcome again to Fulsome Friday. And Fulsome Friday, is all about us learning to just enjoy ourselves, feel fulfilled, feel full with what we want, and carry it through the weekend, hopefully apply it, and then be ready for another week for whatever comes our way, right? Fulsome Friday is also all teaching you all about learning to live and be in the now. Correct. So, how do we do that? We do that by doing all our things every day, whatever tasks we have, whatever work we have to do, whatever responsibilities we know or we think that we have to fulfill. But along with that, our mind keeps working overtime, really overtime. And what happens there? Maybe you're still carrying the grudge against somebody. Maybe you're still carrying some, unfulfilled desires. And every day you're thinking about it. Maybe you're carrying a feeling of helplessness. Maybe you're carrying a feeling of feeling sad. And sometimes you wonder, why am I feeling sad? I don't even know. Maybe you're also carrying some guilt and realize you sent your child today to school, either without the tiffin or, scolded him for something very minor. And then now you're feeling guilty about it. There are many things. There are burdens, there are responsibilities, there are even traumas, there are even things that are coming right from God knows when. Because when people ask you, why are you always so, tough, or why are you always so, why don't you laugh when all of us are laughing? Why don't you come out with us? Why don't you enjoy? And you say, oh, you don't know my problems. You don't know what I'm going through, isn't it? We say all that all the time. But that is when we have to understand one thing very clearly. Where are we operating from? Which chakra is the dominant one at that point of time that is either restricted, that means it's not working to full capacity, or even the one which is over, bubbling with life and making you feel full of whatever that chakra represents. Correct? So as I said earlier, these are not a one-way communication session. This is interactive. And to make it more interactive, it's important for you to have a conversation with each other and with me. So I would prefer if all of you can have your videos on and also you are not muted. Today you are being asked not to be muted. So shall we have that? And then we can carry this forward. How about that?
Good.
Cool. Nice to see you, Pavitra, Suman, Srividya, Manisha. Others are still feeling shy. It's okay. Never mind. All right. Now, my first thought to you is not a question. Hi, Sanjoli. Nice to see you. Uh, where do you think you are today as of now? Hi, Sonia. Where do you think you are today as of now? Okay, there's a message. All right, Pavitra, I totally understand. I hope she's all right. I hope it's not something serious that your daughter is in hospital. Okay. So let me ask you first, what are you feeling? What do you think is going through your mind, Pavitra? Can you talk or you can't talk also?
Ma'am, it can talk. Uh, she got food poisoning and she's completely dehydrated, ma'am. But I'm so lucky I could make a proper radical statement. I made her to recite that.
Mhm.
Reciting radical statement, she is really feeling better. Today, she is active. From past 3 days, she was completely sleeping, drowsy, and she was not speaking also.
Mhm.
She is much, much better now.
So
I'm
how did
very thankful to
you,
Radical and all the mentors.
yeah, how did that make you feel, Pavitra?
So happy.
You're happy
Guilt free.
today. Okay.
Yes.
There was there guilt?
Before Radical, whenever my kids used to fall sick, I used to feel so guilty that I am a bad mother.
Right,
But now, this time, I didn't feel guilty.
right.
I could come out of that. I could handle the situation.
Yeah.
I am more confident, and I don't feel I am a bad mother. I
Awesome.
am very happy that I could able to handle it, and I could make her courageous that she is brave enough to come over that. And today she is.
Let's all clap for her, please. That is absolutely wonderful, Pavitra. So, do you know which chakra you
Thank you
are
so much, ma'am.
operating? Do you know what chakra you're operating from right now?
No, no, not at all.
Because whatever you have said, now I want the others also to think about it. She spoke of, she's more confident, she's happy, and she's able to handle it, and she's not feeling guilty at all, and everything seems to be in her power and control. So which
So
chakra
let
has she chosen to operate from today? I mean, during these 3, 4 days?
Solar
Ma'am,
chakra.
it's solar.
Absolutely. So you see, the power energetically is within you all the time. Last time she went through the same similar situation and she was filled with guilt. And that time it affected her stability also. When your child is unwell, you become unstable, isn't it? You
So,
feel,
ma'am, when she was in guilt,
yeah.
then which chakra was in
You tell me,
charts?
and let's start. The idea is not me talking every time. You know so much about Radical now. You tell me which chakra do you think she was operating from that time?
That time, yeah, I'm more curious about that. I don't know.
Wow.
Guilt.
No, don't just go with the word guilt. Visualize the whole situation, right?
She was
Visualize
scared.
it.
She was fearful. She was not in her own self, her own power.
Yeah,
So maybe she was operating from root.
absolutely. Perfect. She was operating that time. I mean, the chakra which was dominant, it's not that she was operating, the chakra that
Yeah.
was dominant, which energetically absorbed all the negatives, was the root chakra.
Root.
So that made her feel everything that is making her unstable and, fearful, worried, not in control. Of course, the solar also comes into it. So the lower three chakras, that is the solar, the sacral, and the root, all three were affected. Because when she is fearful, she is not happy. When she sees her child in that condition, she becomes all the more, depressed, maybe in a way that what is happening. So the solar was also closed. I beg your pardon, sacral. Sacral was also closed because she could not experience any feeling of either joy or pleasure because the child is ill, right? And the solar,
Okay.
because she
Beautiful.
felt defenseless. She felt
Wonderful.
that she could not handle it. So that time it was the lower three chakras. So you can also, when you are going through some things in your life, yeah, and you feel that, I'm helpless or I'm not able, just align and stabilize yourself for that.
ಆಲಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ತೆ ಮಗಳು ಅವನ ಹತ್ರ ಮರಳು ಕಟ್ಟಡ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್
Align yourself to that minute. And then what do? Ask yourself, where am I operating from right now? So when I say living in the now, what exactly does it mean? It means this, that when you have to live in the now and you are affected by something which is not in resonance with what you are otherwise. If you are a happy personality and you're feeling genuinely sad or resentful or feeling, sort of being affected by things around you, irritable, or other people are, sort of the moment they come in your space, you start getting either angry or why the hell is so and so coming in my space. If all that starts happening, pause and ask yourself, where am I? Why am I doing this to myself? and which chakra is affected. So if it is not only about being affected, if it is also about the happiness or joy that you're feeling, sheer joy, sheer pleasure, enhance that chakra. But if it is an affected chakra, work on it. IR5 my root chakra. As simple as that. IR5 my root chakra, IR5 my solar chakra, IR5 my sacral, IR5 whichever chakra it may be. So what are you doing? Or you can also do another thing, not just R5. I admit my solar chakra under the loving care of radical consciousness. Why? You are surrendering completely to the consciousness of radical, asking for that help so that you can clear it. If you are not able to clear it, you're asking radical to help you clear it. Right? So that was for Pavitra. Thank you, Pavitra, for opening up and telling us all about it. And I wish you well, and please enhance your solar chakra, enhance your,
Thank you so much, ma'am.
yeah, enhance your sacral also, and just say, I accept, embrace, and honor my solar chakra. I accept, embrace, and honor my sacral chakra, for all that they are doing for you right now. Because
Yes, ma'am.
despite the stress that has come or came in your life, they helped you, energized you, vibrated at the level which you think was needed and at the frequency that it should work for you to handle the situation living in the now. Right, Pavitra?
Yes, ma'am, absolutely.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so
Thank
we
you.
have a question.
Yeah, one more question, ma'am.
Yeah.
So, Radical says always work on the one chakra above where you are or where you need to work.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Radical suggests us that also. So, at the same time, we have to work on our solar, and at the same time, we have to work on our heart chakra also.
absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for bringing it up, Suman. That is correct. But then you have to just look at it even, metaphorically, if you look at it, you want to plant a seed of something in a pot, right? So first, what do you have to do? You have to prepare it. So you'll get all the soil and everything, put it in the pot, correct? Then you'll start digging into the same soil. So the soil has come with happiness and joy. But to get deeper into it, you need to go down, right? You need to dig deeper. So the digging can be both ways. Don't think of it only going down. It could also be upwards, because to get more joy, you need to enhance your heart chakra. And to get pleasure out of what you're doing, if you're operating from solar, because the task of filling that soil, preparing it, you are in full command and control of what you need, what you want, what you are expecting out of that pot, correct? But for that, you need to make sure that your sacral is also functioning properly to continue bringing you the joy of planting, the joy of watering, the joy of seeing that, okay, I have planted it correctly and now it's going to start to bloom. And when it starts to bloom, your heart chakra is going to be full of love for what you have planted. Now take it practically in your life and you'll see the same thing if we are talking of solar, right? Yes, Manisha.
So, ma'am, heart chakra is so important. Won't for any other chakra working through heart chakra will help?
All chakras work simultaneously, that is true. And as I have explained earlier also, that the cycle is like this. It goes to crown, then it comes down again. Coming down doesn't mean it's a completion of a cycle. And then you start again at root and then you go up again and come down. That process will continue, correct? So energy is energy like air. If you're sitting in one place right now, you're still breathing. If you go to another place, you'll still be breathing, right? Energy and air is not going to stop being around you. So the energy is also there all the time in all your chakras. The predominance happens, or whatever needs to be worked on happens. Sometimes some chakra needs priority, or sometimes some chakra is deprived of that priority, or deprived of being able to work correctly. So what do you need to do there? You need to take charge and enhance it. It could be your solar, it could be your root, it could be your sacral, it could be heart, it could be anything. Because everything that you wish to do, want to do, has to be from a place of love, which we understand. But everything can't be out of love, no? Yesterday, where I stay, I can see the swimming pool in front of me, of the place where I stay. And what do I see? There are two monkeys, big enough, sitting by the water. It was about 11 o'clock in the morning, and they're drinking from it first, then they're touching it, and then they jumped into it. And they swam and went out. Actually, I got a lot of pleasure from it, watching them. And I felt immediately a little sad. What did I feel sad about? Guess. Tell me.
Ma'am, that the swimming pool water has got dirty and others too will, I mean,
Okay,
I mean,
yeah, true. Okay.
extra work for all. And
Okay. Anybody else? I felt sad.
Ma'am, may I try?
Yeah.
Ma'am, you probably, was it because you felt that water was not so openly available for the monkeys that they had to find something like this to jump in?
Okay. Good. Anybody else? Anybody else? See, we have two interpretations already. Anyone else? Come on. This is, as I said, this is not a one-way street. Natanya,
That
you are
maybe
not there. Maybe that
are fine
site
with
is
them.
one minute. Natanya raised her hand. Let me talk to her. Yes, Natanya?
Ma'am, maybe you were not able to take that pleasure what monkey was taking, jumping into the pool.
That's also right. Okay. What else?
maybe the same site won't be available the next day, or it's gone.
Okay. See how many interpretations are coming out. Isn't it beautiful? Because we all perceive it from what we think should be the answer or the situation. Yes, Ruby?
Ma'am, probably God have created this creation for all of us, humans and the animals, and we were supposed to be there together. Probably, पहले तो streams ऐसी होती थी, natural water, and humans also used to swim there, and animals also used to have water there and probably swim. Maybe you enjoyed that part of it.
Okay. Wow, I'm so thrilled with my group today. Now, whatever answers you have given me, think which chakra should it be?
Ma'am, when I said you're feeling sad that water is not available, am I operating out of my heart chakra?
No, don't ask me, am I operating? Think, where do you think you're operating from?
I'm operating from my heart chakra.
All right.
Am I right?
I'll tell you. Ruby, yes. Where do you think you were operating from?
Heart, ma'am.
Okay. Manisha?
Ma'am, solar chakra,
What was your interpretation?
that the water has to be cleaned and all. I mean, kind of taking, because I'm part of society's RW as heading it as the president. So I know कि उसके साथ lot many things will come up. I mean, being answerable, to need to keep things in control. So I think that from solar.
Right. Awesome. And who else answered? Somebody else did. There were 4 answers. Who was the
Ma'am, I also said that the site will not be available forever. I mean, they have gone today. They might not be there tomorrow to give you the same pleasure.
Okay.
So this could be from
From?
from the heart.
All right. Awesome. So all of you are correct. Ruby, you were operating out of your crown chakra. Okay?
Oh, okay,
Why?
ma'am.
Because you saw everybody and everything as equal. That's what it was. And I felt sad that it can't be the same way equal. Right? So your answer and your interpretation came from there, from the divinity, that everything is one and you feel sad that it cannot be the same, for them. Get it? Samya, you said, what did you say? Sorry.
No problem, ma'am. Ma'am, I said that you felt sad that water was not so openly available that they had to find a residential area to come and do this.
Absolutely. That's heart chakra completely. seeing the pain of somebody else and feeling it and just feeling the love for the whatever is present in front of you and wishing them well, in the sense that coming from a heart chakra, that they don't have the same facilities or they cannot do it and they need that water. So yes, you are operating from heart. Natanya?
I gave the answer that you were not able to have the same joy as monkeys were having at that moment.
Okay, so where do you think that was from?
Heart chakra, ma'am. Joy, sadness, feeling, operating
No,
from
there
heart
was
chakra.
a lack in the sacral chakra. Think of it.
Okay, yeah, I get it. Right.
Get it?
Sacral chakra. Yes.
Is it clear or is it not? If anybody has doubts, please
Yes.
ask me. So, Natanya,
It's
what?
a very thin line. It's a very thin line to understand the joy and the lack.
Absolutely.
Now I
Because there was a lack and there was a sadness in it, right?
Yes.
Got it?
Got it.
So,
Yes.
Manisha, does that answer your question that basically everything is from heart? But interpretation leads us to the direct chakra which is affected. Get it? Arey bhai, don't be quiet. Talk to me, all of you. So, that is how we interpret it. For me, the sadness came from the fact, all versions are correct also. The sadness that came for me was that how cruel we have been, that we have taken up their spaces, made it our own, and they have nowhere to go. So they have no choice but to try and sneak into places to get that little relief or pleasure. It wasn't pleasure. They just jumped in and just took half a semicircle and came out and went away. So you see, where do you think I was operating from?
Heart, ma'am.
Heart, of course.
Ma'am, crown chakra, because again you're seeing everybody as equal, as you mentioned
Yeah.
about someone earlier.
Ruby.
Yes,
Ruby.
about Ruby, yes.
So yes, it was the feeling, that they have been denied. It has been taken away from them what could be also, theirs as well as ours. Right? So you see how simple it is just to get interpretation of all kinds of things. Now, tell me other things about all of you. I said, where do you think you're operating from today? I told you where I was operating from yesterday. And right now, where am I operating from?
Ma'am, heart compassion chakra right now. I feel that.
Heart.
Manisha, you're so full of heart all the time. You love heart. You love love, so you're giving it and sharing. Thank you for
Ma'am,
showing.
really wanting for that. Striving for it to fully function.
Yeah, all of us.
No, ma'am, third eye, vision.
How?
Wanting to, visualizing it.
You have this vision that I will incorporate all my associates or the people around me, and you have this vision कि let's ragdify, enjoy it, understand it fully.
Okay. Yes.
I'd say throat and third eye both.
Awesome, Seema. You got it. Throat and third eye. Why throat? Because whatever third eye is wanting as a achievement for all the associates that are here, the only way I can do it by communicating it correctly or happily or joyously and making everybody else participate in it, hopefully with joy. Correct? So, yes, the interpretation is correct. Thank you, Seema. Thank you, Suman. Now we've talked enough about me. Come on now, give me others. How about you? Ruby, Srividya, Pavitra, Samya, Natanya, Manisha, Sanjoli, so many of you. Come on. Where do you think you're operating from today?
Ma'am, I think today I'm operating from multiple chakras. Like I'm feeling grounded today, so my root chakra.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling joy, so my again heart chakra.
Yeah.
And able to communicate clearly whatever I'm feeling, my throat chakra.
Yeah.
And now this is not clear to me, but I would like to express this as well. I'm able to connect to the divine energy and feel it.
Mm-hmm.
and just have the beautiful sense to be over there.
Okay.
Now, this is my heart chakra or crown chakra. I am confused in this.
Okay. So, thank you, Natanya, for saying this, because the important thing is for you to understand that you are today operating in synchronicity with all your chakras. Yeah? Think about it. You yourself are saying, and frankly speaking, it is showing on your face. And the second person who can confirm this with me is Soumya. Soumya, are you there to confirm it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, absolutely. But then I have to speak to Natanya also for other things.
Yes.
Where I feel she needs to work on her route.
Right. So I'm glad you are there to guide each other, which is fantastic. But coming back to you, Natanya, the thing is that when I say synchronicity, it doesn't mean that it will always remain. We have to try and make that effort to be there, right? All of us have to try and make that effort to be at the synchronicity point. But this alignment has come because you decided, you chose, you kind of defined for yourself where you want to be. You made a choice with your third chakra, third eye chakra, that this is where I want to be. And to achieve that, what did you need to do? You needed to clear up a lot of things inside you, which you have been working on diligently. So for me to say today, okay, Natanya, where are you? And you said, I think I'm operating out of all your chakras. That means you are stabilizing yourself. It may not be complete, but the process is on. You are learning to enjoy things. You are wanting to enjoy things. Yeah. You are focusing on enjoying things and not looking at everything from a negative canvas. When I say negative, I don't mean totally negative. I mean somewhere where it was not so nice. You're operating from your solar today because you have decided, all right, it is in my control to decide how I want to be. Heart has opened up because of that. Because as the energy rises, we realize everything starts opening up, correct? Heart has opened up
Yes.
to tell you that it's all okay. Everything around you is there for a reason. If the good things are there or not so good things are there, that also can be enjoyed. And then going to your throat, you have started opening up, you have started meeting people, you have started communicating, you have started in sort of talking about things that interest you or don't interest you. And then the
Yes.
vision that, okay, this is where I want to be. So yes, so gradually allowed yourself to start opening. I won't say they're completely open. None of us can say that. But
Yes.
yes, it is functioning. So thank you very much for giving this example. And you're looking absolutely beautiful today. Glowing.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Look at that smile, Soumya. Look at that smile.
I know, absolutely beautiful, ma'am. She's really radiating. Beautiful.
Right. Okay, so who's going to
To
speak?
you and Radikal.
Yeah, it's just, thanks to Redikall completely. Who's going to speak next? Come on, girls. We are not here for a one-way conversation. Which chakra do you think you're operating from today or right now or in the now?
Ma'am,
Okay.
yesterday,
I'll come.
yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
Pavitra?
No, after you, please.
Who's speaking first? Seema? I think Pavitra can.
No, I'll let Pavitra do it.
Yes, Pavitra.
Yesterday, I think I was operating from root because I was cleaning home and somewhere I felt unstable with the timings,
Mhm,
and somewhere I was getting triggered also.
mhm,
So yesterday I was working out from the root.
mhm,
Today I made up my mind again. When I was tired, I felt it's okay.
mhm,
Let me take a few rest and let me join the recitation, this recitation, and also morning 7:30 recitation.
mhm.
So I think today I'm operating from solar. I
All
took
right.
charge and I'm in control. Yeah.
So solar, what is it making you feel? Completely empowered, completely,
Yeah.
in a space where whatever you need to do or don't need to do, you're okay with it, right?
Yeah.
So you're allowing yourself to flow with the flow of life today?
Yeah. Then I think it's sacral.
No. No, the idea is not that. As I said, that we have to feel it, find it, and experience it, know where we are. Suman, I think your doorbell is ringing. You may like to mute yourself. 1 minute. Where do I mute it from? How do I mute it? Suman, can you mute yourself? Okay, I could do it. All right. So, Pavitra, coming back to you. Yes, yesterday you were operating out of a need to have everything in your control. That is, don't make your house in order. Maybe there was a stress also involved that why is it like this and why has this been like this? How come this has been lying around for so long, etc. So you raised a lot of energies which were not needed. But if you had gone into it with solar, okay, Doily, that's all right. So if you had gone in it with solar, with the same solar, but okay, these are the tasks I need to complete, and these are the tasks I need to do, and whatever is the reason the things have been there around me, it's okay. So you are in complete control of yourself, not allowing stresses and frustrations and feeling of whatever else, resentment also maybe, this thing has been here for so long. Why didn't my, I don't know, husband or child take care of it, etc. So all these things need not be there. You can just be controlling your emotions and working well enough in that space to feel that everything is okay. End of the day, what do we want? It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to be okay. It's okay not to be, it's okay not to be okay also. It's okay. Everything, every day cannot be perfect. That even the weather teaches us, the seasons teach us, everything changes. But then something else comes up again after that, right? So, like people say, for every sunset, there is a sun, there's a dawn that has to rise. So if we keep these kind of approaches in our mind, we learn to know, if any feeling of, as I say, not so nice things come up in our mind, pause immediately and think which chakra is affected right now. You don't need to open even your books, etc. Just tell yourself, if it is solar, if it is this, admit it. I admit my solar chakra or I admit my sacral to radical consciousness. So that is where you are. And today you say you're operating from solar, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And how does that make you feel?
It's making me feel good.
Awesome. Awesome. So you know where you operate from, and that is good. Who's coming next? Why do I have to ask? Seema, you were there? Seema?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Video?
so actually, okay,
Yes, that's better.
right. My hair is all wet and all.
That's okay.
Okay, I'll just sit down somewhere. Yeah. I was walking because there's lots to do,
Mhm.
and I didn't want to miss this session. So here I am. Lots of mixed feelings because till yesterday it was all, I was pretty good with surrender.
Mhm.
But then I realized that in the past few days, a lot of anger was coming up.
Mhm. Because
And well, that's what I thought it was all my suppressed anger that was coming out. And there was resentment as well.
Mhm.
But this morning, with Uma's reading, what came out was insecurity.
Mhm.
And so I said it's not resonating.
Mhm.
But even before the session was over, I realized what the insecurity and the reason for my anger and resentment. And it was 100% fear. I said, oh, this is solar. And just then I read what you had said. So I knew I was operating from solar. So right now, but then I was also glad that it took me just maybe 10 minutes to be aware.
Yeah.
Aware and the exact reason for it.
Hmm.
And then I did have a talk about it because, well, I know nothing's ever external, but it can be addressed externally also.
Hmm.
Of course, I have to work on myself, which I'm going to do now.
Hmm.
But the external factor, but yes, I handled that very well. So I
Mhm.
would say that was throat because I
I would also suggest,
communicated.
right.
Sorry,
No, no,
I
continue.
so because I communicated exactly what I was feeling
Mhm.
without any hesitation
Mhm.
and in clear words.
Awesome. Awesome.
So
Yeah.
that
So,
is where I am at the moment.
so you think you're operating from solar today?
See, that insecurity, that fear
Mhm.
is, of course, and it's most predominant.
Mhm.
So, yes, that would be so.
Insecurity, fear is also root, no?
Mm, okay.
Why do we look at words just with instability? If you're unstable, there has to be insecurity and fear, isn't it? If you are not in control, that is solar, then also you'll feel insecurity and fear because you're not in control. So remember when I tell you, we have to look at it, as two layers. One would be what is defining that particular chakra.
Mhm.
But below that are all those energies which resonate with some other chakra too, like Suman said, right? So it's not just about one chakra here and one chakra there. So if there is insecurity, maybe your sacral is affected, depending on the situation. If it is related to relationship, if there is insecurity, then maybe your sacral is also, affected by it. If there is insecurity and fear coming from a space of, uh,
It's more than anything, it's attachment.
attachment, then it's sacral. May not be root. So you have to look at it that way, work on both, right?
Okay.
So work on, again, as I said, just admit, because admit is one of the most beautiful statements of Radical. So admit
Right.
my insecurity and fear under the loving care. I admit my sacral chakra. I admit my solar chakra. You can do that also. But at least if you recognize which chakra it is, we don't have to go into the elaborate thing of looking up the book or trying to transform, transcend, or accept, embrace, amplify, simplify, solve, dissolve. Nothing. It's like, okay, there is a wall. I need to put a painting up. So what will you do? You'll hammer a nail in it, and that's all you'll do. So hammer that nail. That is the basic. And that is just admit. And then, of course, I'm not saying that's the only thing. Even then, after that, if it is not getting resolved and solved or resolved, then go to solve, resolve. It'll come instinctively to you what you need to work with. So that is how it happens, isn't it? So yeah, at least the
Perfect. Thank you.
important thing is for us to recognize where it is coming from. Once we recognize that, then we can work beautifully with it. Yes? And give me a smile.
Yes.
I'd like to see you smiling.
Okay.
Okay.
No, because actually I was trying to process it. And
Uh-huh.
that is why I was so contemplative because I was wanting to, like, as you were speaking, I was going within
Mhm.
and thinking, okay, where all, and to reach the basic reason for it, where it is, the root
Oh,
cause.
Seema, and this is for you and for everyone. Don't try to go deep where it is. Wherever it is, it may be at level 10, it may be at 0.
Mhm.
Right? So wherever it is supposed, reposition. Remember, we talk about reposition in R5. So wherever it is needed to be repositioned, it will do that. Whether it is at level 9 or at 0.
Okay, so I'll just do the R5.
You
I'll start
just
with
have to
sacral
unfold.
chakra. Yeah, and then I'll see where it takes.
Don't think you need
Okay.
to or you have to. Oh, Reena, you're also here. I didn't see you. Hi, Reena. Welcome. I am so happy.
Yeah, but I need to leave. There is somebody at the door.
Oh, no, come back. No, I want to ask you which
Yeah,
chakra you're operating from. Mm.
sure. I'll try and come back. You are there till 11, right?
Huh? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, dear. Okay.
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 Noted, G.
Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome, Seema. Okay, the Ruby, you raised your hand first.
Ma'am, this is such a beautiful part of my life.
आपकी
Thank you to
शक्ल दिखा दीजिए, please.
अभी नहीं दिखा सकती.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
But this is so beautiful part of my life कि I am just enjoying the phases which are coming in.
Okay.
Whether they're good, whether they're bad, whether it's a tension. But I am just enjoying because I know the divine is taking care of me.
Right.
And the solutions will be provided by him and guided by him.
Yeah, because you allowed yourself to flow with the flow, which is sacral,
Yes.
which is fantastic, and then being guided to where you're supposed to be. That is the correct repositioning. Okay. Not wanting something to be in a particular way, but knowing that whatever is meant for me, whatever
Hmm.
is relevant for me, will happen for me. If you
Yeah.
have that approach, so then maybe you're already going to be at the crown, you don't know, in terms of your life, right? When I say at crown means that everything works out for you, your family, your relationships, your work, your social life, your financials, everything may work out till where you are supposed to be. So remember, it is always about repositioning. It is not about I need and I want, because then what are we doing? We are operating from lack consciousness all the time.
Okay.
When I say I want, I need, and all that all the time, then we are operating out of lack consciousness. Because only when there's a lack, then you want. Only when there's a lack, then you need. Right? That's the
Okay.
polarity of it. So that we need to understand very clearly. Okay?
Ji, right.
Ma'am, lack consciousness is your root chakra or sacral one?
Which one?
Lack consciousness.
Lack consciousness,
Is,
lack consciousness. Think about where it should be. I want
ma'am,
to think. You don't have to ask me.
lack means feeling somewhere. Lack will bring insecurities also,
Hmm.
I suppose. So it should be root chakra.
It's in all the chakras. Lack in
Okay.
security, lack in love,
Mm.
lack in control,
Mm.
lack in communication, everything.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's a common factor. It's a consciousness,
Okay.
lack consciousness.
Okay.
Okay? Not
Yeah.
a particular chakra. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So Natanya, let me ask Sri Vidya first because she hasn't spoken at all, and I'll come back to you. Yes, Sri Vidya.
Yeah, hi ma'am. Currently, I'm operating from heart chakra because I'm so feeling joyous hearing to all this. Otherwise, yesterday and the entire week, I've been operating from sacral because I'm learning a new skill.
Mm-hmm.
So that is busy. Like I'm learning some calligraphy and everything.
Awesome. Okay, fantastic. I also learned calligraphy and I enjoy it. And when I have a grand time, practicing it, it gives so much of joy. And I'm glad you're pursuing a passion. I assume it's a passion or something else. Yeah? Great. That's looking beautiful. You've done it well. Right. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So you're operating out of sacral right now. So
Yes.
whenever you're feeling a little upset, you sit down and start doing calligraphy?
It happens, yes. I think your session on motivation said, pushed me, to go ahead and finish it because I'm little behind schedule. So I have to finish it like before this month. So I
Okay.
will be finishing it and I might have something to show you all once I finish. I'm doing
Awesome.
something on.
Awesome. Wonderful. Let's give her a cheer and a clap, all of us. Come on. Let's do that. Awesome.
Thank you.
So you know
Thank you,
where
ma'am.
you're operating from, yeah? And if you feel anything that deviates you from it, you know what to do. You need to just take care of it by admitting it, under radical consciousness. Awesome.
Yes.
Great. Thank you,
Thank you.
Vidya. Yeah, Natanya, what was your question?
Ma'am, just a question. It can be perception which can be cleared it out.
Uh-huh.
So I'll ask it, ma'am. As we grow old, is it really hard or complicated to balance our chakra or clear it out? Does it become a challenge as we grow old, or this is just a perception?
So, you see, what happens is life goes through many phases, no? We know through all the 4 phases of life as defined in uh, scriptures. Yeah. So, at every stage, you grow. And when you are growing, you grow in your intellect, you grow in your wisdom, you grow in your thinking, and you grow in physically, right? As you're growing physically, then you also start realizing your limits, right? Maybe a 10-year-old child, haven't you heard a lot of grandparents saying, I can't match their energy? I'm not able to cope up with them. So when they're saying that, what is it? It is clear, no? The child is in that bubbly, vibrant stage of their life. All their chakras are working, phenomenally. And as we are growing older, the chakra speed at which it revolves, also starts a little slowing down, okay, energetic. So look at it that way, something that is operating at, horribly high speed. I say horribly high means, can you imagine how high it is? Yeah. And as
Yes, yes.
you are growing in life, certain
Hmm.
chakras which either have been neglected will slow down more, or the
Yeah.
chakras that you have been operating on will suck up the energy of the other chakras and operate more on that. So some people are always bitter. Some people are always complaining. Some people are always angry. So, in the older age, as you see, if you
Yeah,
look
yeah,
at
yeah.
the
Correct,
spectrum.
correct. Yeah.
Now, the point is,
Mm-hmm.
this generation, that is people who are all educated and radical, will
Mm-hmm.
know where they are not operating from, and they will continue to take care of it. No, but we can't expect it of the people who are senior to us simply because they do not know it, or if they know it, I mean, I'm not saying everybody is like that, but I'm just giving an
Mm-hmm.
example. So if they know it, haven't people told you, if you're going through a lot of, rage or anger or sadness or trauma, कि कोई बात नहीं, सब ठीक हो जाएगा, भगवान पे विश्वास करो,
Yes.
or there's,
Mm-hmm.
that it's okay. Uh, time is a big healer. Things
Yeah.
will heal, etc. Where is that coming from? Because the lower energies maybe are not so functional, no, in terms of the ground reality ones. You're getting older, but the upper chakras then start working more, right? You are doing
Yeah,
a lot
correct.
more reading. You turn to the scriptures. You turn to, whatever form of spirituality or religion you're following. Your
Mm-hmm.
conversations change, right? You
Mm-hmm.
are
Correct.
more wise. Why do younger children, teenagers or younger children, want to talk to their grandparents more than their parents? Think about it.
Because first thing is they will not feel डर नहीं लगेगा because grandparents will be easy and soft,
They will
and
not judge.
they will not judge. Exactly, I was coming to say they will not judge. They'll give you the advice
Yeah,
बड़े प्यार से कि
exactly.
बेटा ठीक है ऐसा है इसीलिए they go to
And they
grandparents.
also guide you, okay, if something like they have some anger or something about their parents, and they come to their grandparents will advise them neutrally. Yeah. But the
Correct.
children will take that from the grandparents, they will not take it from their own parents.
हाँ correct, yes ma'am, I've seen some of
Because
them.
there is a power game going on between parents and children. Get it? Do the
Yes,
others
yes, I get it.
understand? I mean, is it clear to everyone? So that is why people who are senior are more in the space of wisdom. And some are very intelligent also, of course. There's a difference between intellect and wisdom. So wisdom will be there, and sometimes it can be very basic wisdom which grandmothers used to give. कि जितना बर्तन को घिसोगे वो तभी चमकेगा. Now that is a metaphor,
Correct.
right? But
Yes.
the fact is that you have to ghiso it and wash it more and scrub it and scrub it and scrub it till it starts shining. What is that scrubbing? That scrubbing is really the scrubbing of life. What you all
Yeah, a
go
colloquial
through.
way of saying.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you've seen henna. Henna looks so beautiful in the hands. But what does
Yeah.
henna have to go through? it's plucked, then it is
Yes.
sort of, ground and ground and ground completely and shattered its whole, persona, changed completely. But it knows that even then I'm going to shine.
Okay, that way. Wow, so beautiful.
Yeah. So the
I
brilliance
was
is
just
there.
thinking till like shattering part only, like it shatters. But yes, again, there's a
Because the
part
henna
to
knows
shine.
that there is a brilliance in my shattering.
Oh, okay.
People,
Wow.
others, any responses, any reactions?
This is
Okay.
really beautiful.
Anyone else? Shalu, Sagari.
Yeah, I don't know how to raise my hand on my phone. I'm searching for that.
No, that's okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
just wanted to say that from my personal experience as I grow older, life seems to get more simple, or everything drops away.
Absolutely.
This is for Tanya. Really, lot of things stop mattering. And finally, it's really, really very simple. You know what you have to do.
Yeah.
And when you asked, from where are you operating from, I feel I operate from the chakra that is necessary for that moment.
Oh, wonderful. Awesome.
And yeah, whatever needs to be done, you just do it with no point of view. It's just, you just do it. That's it.
Right.
It's more like, like you said, flow with the flow of life.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is becoming, of course, I'm not saying it's always like that.
Yeah.
We do have our little challenges here and there, but it becomes less and less, that complication and that agony and that frustrations, all that seems to drop away as,
To drop and wash away, it doesn't matter.
yeah. It
You have,
doesn't matter anymore.
yeah, you realize that you
And
take
also, it's easier to allow, our near and dear ones to choose what they're doing.
Yes.
Earlier, if we were not frustrated for ourselves, we would be frustrated. Oh my God, why are these people doing this? It's so simple. I'm telling them, why can't they do it?
Absolutely.
But now it's their journey.
Yeah.
And they should, it's that allowance. You're allowing people to do and be what they want to be, because that's their journey, that's their life, and that's
Let's clap for
their,
that. Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah.
You said
So,
it.
yeah, so it is hard. It takes time. I'm not saying this happened overnight,
No.
but slowly, I mean, that is the process, I think, of aging.
Okay.
We learn through being beaten and scrapped and scraped and all that.
Absolutely.
And finally, there is a sense of peace, mostly.
Right.
Yeah, I just wanted to share that
Awesome.
about it.
This is very
Yeah.
beautiful. Thank you so much, Sagri, for sharing this. Actually, in a way, it has cleared the perception that I was holding, and now I'm getting so many insights which will help me to grow with the simplicity and understand whatever things is important will come with time. We will learn, and we will also shine in our own time and the brilliance that we have to carry.
Brilliant.
Absolutely, Natanya. You started really early, so that's very good. We all started
exactly.
a little later, so it took a little while to catch up. You're actually very lucky.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I totally agree.
Thank you.
There are so many times I also feel I wish all this was there earlier in my life. But then again, things are meant to happen when they are meant to happen. You cannot force anything. So we have to learn to realign, reorient, and reposition ourselves in a way that accept what is happening in our life today with grace, with love, with honor, with integrity, and learn to live it and enjoy life. Correct?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What I wanted to also add is, if it had come earlier, then when it was meant to come to us, we probably would not have accepted it.
Maybe.
We suggest, Redikall is great, do it, but people don't do it.
Yeah.
They may do it 10 years later
Yeah.
or 15 years later and say, oh, I'm doing this now, as if it's something new, and we would have told them like 10 years earlier to do it.
Yeah.
So I think things happen when they have to, and when we are ready to receive it into our lives, I feel.
Awesome. Sagari, that's a very important point you raised, that when we are ready to receive it, that is something we need to understand very clearly. So if you want to allow yourself to receive things, you have to open up. You have to flow with the flow of life. You have to accept the changes. You have to go with the flow. You have to do so many things that require you to be scrubbed so that you can bloom. Right? Yeah. And Ruby, you have something to add?
I just wanted to thank Sagari because, ma'am, she had put in something which is refined form of what I am experiencing now. Each and every word I'm relating to it. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Thank you, Sagari. And with that, I think, wow, what timing, we've come to the end of our program today. So I wish you all well. I wish it was enjoyable for you. I hope it was enjoyable for you. And I hope it proves to be fruitful for us, all of us, to keep learning, where we are operating from and learning to enhance ourselves or clean ourselves so that we learn to live a fulfilled life, we learn to live a complete life, and we learn and acknowledge and honor to be our authentic self. Yeah? So thank you very much, all of you. It has been such a pleasure today, and all the best. And you can, 1 minute, let me just